Hey everybody, it's your girl Keep. Dang.
You gonna wait till I go live, and then you can't get it together. Just hold on. Let's everybody back up.
Okay.
Okay,
You had two
Oh man.
times
I
to
did it
get
right
it
both
together.
times, and you messed up the third time.
See how she put it on me? I messed up when she wasn't talking. All right, do it again.
Anyway,
3, 2.
hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Ursa from Keeping It 100. We are live tonight. We're streaming live on Facebook. We will still be. This show will be available on Thursday night, so please tune in if you miss it tonight. Tonight we have Houston Vines from Incite-tv, and
What's up?
our
What's up?
co-host Tobias is
Hey,
in the
hey.
building. Hey
Yeah.
everybody,
Hey, how you doing?
What we
I
doing?
am
We hanging
good.
in there.
That's good.
That's a good
I'm
thing.
just recovering from Houston dragging me all over Raleigh like a couple weeks ago.
Hey, hey, you got to keep up.
I look, I was bright eyed and bushy tailed all day long until I hit the front door. I climbed
I'm
the
not
stairs
mad
on
at
my
it.
knees.
Oh man,
But what you guys got going
that
on
must
this
have
week?
been a late night.
What you
Uh,
got going on?
I, I, I've just been taking it easy, paying attention to my ancestry.com and
Okay.
looking for family members and driving around Greenville, looking at finding grave sites in places
Oh, wow.
that
Wait a
and
minute.
I'm getting
Wait a
bitten by
minute.
mosquitoes and
Yeah,
oh my
right?
goodness, I was up in Midgetfield. And if you know anything about Midgetfield, it's just a little
What is
suburban
that? A town
area.
full of midgets? What is that?
No, see,
Midgetfield,
you about to get yourself in trouble.
you are.
What is that?
She is. You
Midgetsville is a community on the outskirts of Greenville that has
Is
been
it?
there for a
yeah.
long time.
Oh my
Where?
goodness. You never heard of Midgetfield?
No.
You're not
Oh
from Greenville.
wow.
You're not from Greenville.
Wow.
No, no.
Yeah, yeah, you're
But
not.
Not
see,
for
she's from the other side. What is it? The east side of Greenville, way over there at Pactola's Grimes and Blackjack area.
Yeah, I'm from
Oh,
that end.
oh,
Yeah,
I got you.
Midgetfield is up there by Bell Arthur.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Up there
All
by
right.
Bell
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
look,
ever go on that side of town.
yeah,
yeah.
she's gonna be saying, I don't know Bill Arthur. I didn't go to school with him.
Say
I
you
know, right?
funny. You're funny.
Man, that's how
Have
I
you
thought the
found
first time
anything
I
out?
heard that.
Have you found anything interesting?
Sure did. I found a whole bunch of relatives all in that spot. Some dead, some alive. Tombstones. Um, yeah, I'm related to a lot of the Himbees. So I found a whole lot of Himbees buried out there in that neighborhood that they have a bunch of uh, headstones out there in some of these
Mm.
houses, and they can't move them because, well, family members like, hey, you can build your house here, but you can't, mess with the grave sites. So, and I also found graveyard. Just they just uncovered the graveyard up there in Aden. Just as you're going into Aden, they have a big sign out there, and I'm not talking. I'm talking about if you go into the inside entry of Aden. If you're coming through Winterville and you go into
Uh-huh.
Aden that way, aside from using the highway, they have a big sign out there. So it's African American grave site, and apparently they found that that's where a lot of slaves were buried at. And I'm telling you, there are names like Turnages, um,
Wow.
Blunts, and I mean, there's a lot of people out there. And ECU did it. They found over 600 graves out there, and it goes all the way up. I think up there by the railroad tracks. So I went Indiana Jones and out there getting bit and tore up by mosquitoes and everything. I was about to be a member of that community, so I hurried up and got up out of there and went and did the easy way. Went to ECU's uh, library to the history section, and they have it all on computer. So if you want to go and find out if you have relatives or find any information, they have a whole catalog of stuff there for
That's
you.
crazy. That
Yeah.
is
It's
crazy.
crazy. As soon as you said that, first thing I thought was microfiche. That's how old I am. I said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
look at,
Remember that? Yeah,
yep,
But
microfiche.
you know what,
Yeah.
Houston? They may have that on microfiche if you was able to go back and look.
You don't
y'all
need
on
to
that
They
shit
show
anymore. They
everything.
took it off the microfiche and put it on
computer.
on data now. So
Yeah,
you
they
Okay.
can,
scanned it. They scanned all that stuff in.
yeah, you don't have to worry with microfiche anymore, so you're good.
Well, Houston, what do you have going on? What's Incite-tv doing this week?
Incite-tv is trying to catch up from the late night TV, whole shows, all stuff that we've been doing in the past. So
Yes.
yeah, we've got a couple of shows that we're trying to edit. I'm just getting some of the footage from Creativeverse together.
Oh wow.
I
Okay. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I had forgotten that we were having some memory card issues while we were there, and I had gotten John to back up one of the memory cards so I can use it again. So I'm running around for 3 days looking at every computer, every laptop, every camera bag I had, looking for memory cards because I could not find any of the footage. But then it hit me when I was talking with John. I said, John, did I give you a copy? And he's like, yeah, I got all the video. I mean, maybe 90% of the interviews we did. So he had it.
Cool.
He had it. So yeah, I've got a backup drive right now that's got a bunch of the raw footage, but some of the interviews are missing. So I'm gonna try to figure that out as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, as far as keeping it 100, we are trying to get more content, more videos. We need to do more than just once a week. We're trying to just build our catalog of videos so that we
Mm-hmm.
can, pull from those. If we don't do a live show, of course, our shows are always going to be. If you see us on Facebook at any time, it's going to be live. If it's not on Thursday, then whatever show you do see on that week is going to be replayed on that Thursday on the Oak 93.5 Facebook page.
Gotcha.
And this weekend, just happened to go back to my hometown of Grimesland, and we were at church, and I ran into a follower of Keeping It 100. His name is Mr. Ed Booth. He's the commissioner out of Beaufort County, North Carolina. He does follow our show. Shout out to him. Thank you, Mr. Booth. And I was talking to him about right now, people really don't know the ins and outs of voting, what it entails, and people like, oh, it doesn't matter. They're going to pick who they want to pick, which is everybody's right to decide how you want to, whether you want to vote or whether whether you don't want to. But knowledge is power, and you can never have enough of that. So I am trying to reach out to someone. Hopefully, I know she has a really busy schedule. Hopefully, Miss Jessica Holmes will get back with us. I want her to come on and try to just kind of give us, just trying to give us information about voting in the upcoming election, and to tell us what she does as far as politics is concerned. So shout out to her. I have not spoken with her yet. I, did leave her a voicemail, but hopefully she'll get back to me. And if she can't be on the show, hopefully I'll get a chance to sit down and talk with her and get some information from her that I can come back and share on the show.
Okay.
Last thing.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say what's what I find interesting about that is, like you said, people always worry about the next president, but they're not looking at how stuff get voted in as far as your, locally, your judges, all that stuff. We need to understand exactly how all that breaks down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or how it breaks up. I'll say breaks up because it starts the low level, and things move up to your commissioner, your congressman, your, the Senate, all that stuff we had to take tests on in school, and we just did just enough to pass. And we got all the information a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, last thing, and this is a shout out to my dad, whose birthday is on Thursday, May 30th. He will be 78 years old.
Wow.
All right.
And
Happy birthday.
He lived longer than anybody in his family.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. And so I am just blessed that he is still here. Him and my mom, we're going to celebrate them this weekend, which is
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons why we're doing a live show tonight.
Right.
So,
Right.
All
but,
right.
but yep, shout out. Happy birthday, Dad. His name is Robert Whitaker. So we're going to be celebrating him this week coming up. But that's about it for us.
Okay. All right.
So what we're gonna get into open conversation tonight.
Okay.
And
Oprah and a few other folks. We're gonna
yeah,
see where.
Oprah and a few other folks.
Okay. What's going on? What
So
y'all talking about?
we're gonna start out with, because Maurice is the one who has the tea, so to speak, on Oprah. You
Well,
bring
mess
up
with Oprah.
out of
Yes.
what you had down. What do you think it was the most controversial?
Okay. So, there's you get a lot of talk, especially after the situation that happened with the color purple, where Taraji
Mhm.
Henderson,
Taraji
Yes,
Henderson.
Taraji P.
she
Henson or something like that.
Yep.
yeah, TP Henderson. She was upset about her pay and made a whole lot of noise about how she and others are not being treated fairly in Hollywood, and names were mentioned. One of them being Oprah Winfrey.
Right.
And usually people talk about Oprah Winfrey. You have some that talk about her in the positive aspect, and you have some that talk about her negative aspect.
Okay.
And um, I have nothing against Miss Winfrey. In fact, I think she's a wonderful person who is a very intelligent and smart and lucky woman to have been where she's been and to have done the things that she has done. She's rich, and yes, she like any rich person, you find ways to keep your money, and
Right.
she, I can't down her for that, and for Miss TP to be upset because she didn't get the amount that she thought she should be paid for. Well, that's nobody's fault but her own, and
Right.
everything. It has nothing to do with Miss Oprah. If you put a contract down in your face and say, okay, we want you to play this part, and this is how much we're going to pay you, you have a choice at that point. Now the ball's in your court. You can say, no, I think I should be paid more at everything. In this case, she didn't say anything. She took what it
Oh,
was and then wanted to complain after the fact.
okay.
And go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I totally do. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Uh-huh.
And the whole concept of the rich getting richer, and I get that
Yes.
too. I get holding on to your money. Okay.
Mhm.
But at some point in time, when you get to a status where there's nothing
Uh-huh.
that you could ever, I mean, really need to build on what you already had. There's nothing wrong with continuing to get money. Nothing wrong
Right.
with that.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I do a movie,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and let's just say it's a budgeted movie, and I have people who then I get a contract for them to play these certain roles, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we have a low budget movie, but this movie skyrockets
Right.
like the first Black Panther did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Legally, am I responsible for giving them anything extra than what they signed up for? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm already a billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
okay, morally, not saying what she's doing is immoral. I'm not saying
Right.
that. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
moral is not the right word. But for argument's sake, okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
until I figure another word, to be able to come back and say, you know what, guys, this movie did way more than what we thought it was going to do.
Right.
It went through the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you guys deserve more than what was in the contract. Because when you do a contract, you budgeted on what you think this return on this movie is going to be.
Right.
But if you in turn triple what you thought this movie was going to be, and that movie is so successful because of the people that you had in the movie.
Right.
Okay. Don't they warrant some kind of more compensation?
That's the whole point of SAG and the Screen Actors Guild. They get paid a certain amount for as long as that movie runs. So they're going to get money for that, but it's what's already specified in the contract. So the contract, they get a certain amount that they're paid right off the bat. Okay, so this is what you get for this movie. According to SAG, you also get perks and you get a certain amount of stipends after the fact. Okay,
Right.
now, and it could be small, but it runs out. So that money is eventually is gonna run down because it's kind of like a pyramid, and it just it goes down to a certain amount till it's nothing anymore. That also adds points to your Screen Actors Guild. So you get points, which can lead to your retirement, because you do get a retirement after the age of 55. Like me, when you get your with your SAG card. So after 55 and along with those points, you do get money. Her complaint is that she did, for her initial pay, for the initial amount, which would lead to her getting a huge amount as it trickled down. She was upset because according to her, she was upset because she thought she should have gotten more. But again, that is her fault. You when it comes to a contract or any job, if the pay ain't what it's saying, then don't take the job. Yes, it may be she took the job because she looked at it as exposure, which is what she got. She knew she could play that part. She knew she could do a really good job with it, and she got that. You know what I'm saying? She got that, but she just like anybody else, she wanted more. Now, in Oprah's case, what Oprah did was good business sense. Oprah made money on top of more, and we all know the only thing better than money is more money. So she did exactly what her, as a businesswoman should do. And I've got, like, the only thing they really can say about Oprah is, come up with these controversies about the things of her past. And one of the biggest is they keep talking about her and Stedman. Who cares? Okay. They're happy with the way their life is. Their life is perfect to them. Leave them alone. And you got people that complain and question, it's controversial, her and Stedman.
But why is
I
it
wish
controversial to anybody?
if I was Stedman, I'd be like, hey, I'd be doing what he be doing, keeping my mouth shut and just running my business.
Right. I mean, I feel the same way. Let me say this. Let's go back to Oprah and The Color Purple real quick.
Yeah.
So now according to Ursula, according to the book of Ursula, she's saying that what she had a problem with is because the movie did such a blockbuster that she should have gave them more money. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, let me kind of reword that. Okay. If the pay they got was based on you projecting to make X amount of money.
Okay.
But then the movie made XXX amount of money.
Okay.
Based on the acting job that they did, I feel that they should have gotten more.
Okay. So let's break this down a little bit. We're gonna have fun with this.
That's just my opinion.
But here's the thing: we keep going off our feelings.
I know. I said how I feel.
I know, but I'm just saying, life don't work on feelings. We got to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always joking with you. We have fun with these conversations.
My life don't work.
We can't go off of feelings. We've got to go
Mhm.
off numbers. And sometimes you say, like, say if do you feel like is she still should have got more money? Let's say that they lost money with the color purple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you say that she still need to get more money?
What you mean? No, if I feel when they make a budget, and like
Right.
Maurice, we make local budget movies here, Raleigh and Greenville or whatever.
Hmm.
And our producer, okay, we get a pay at the very beginning based on what she thinks the movie's gonna do. Right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. Now I know the producer that I work with.
Right.
So I already know if for some reason this movie takes off,
Hmm.
that she's gonna be like, you know what, you guys, it did way more than what we thought we were gonna do. Here you go. Because to
Hmm.
her, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's about making money, but it's also about putting content out there and building your brand.
But see,
And
Oprah ain't trying to build a brand. Oprah trying to build the bank account.
That's right.
well, I'm a, and then like you said,
Right.
that's when you have to
That's the
decide
country.
that take the good
That's
with the
where
bad.
Tehran. That's where TP should have had the thought process that, well, you know, they've already done this movie once. It was a hit as far as the book is concerned. It was a hit back in the '80s when it came out. People still talk about it. It was a hit as a Broadway musical. So let's now they want to do a movie with. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think I should get this amount, and then have that ready when she went for the audition, or when they finally gave her the part. She had plenty of time to make a decision. Now, contrast of what you're saying, if the movie didn't do good and they lost money on that, should they ask Taranja to give them some of that money back because the movie didn't do so well and everything? I mean, especially in my opinion, I think they should in this case, because she went bad mouthing the movie a week
Yeah,
or two
yeah,
before it even came out.
yeah.
So in my opinion, I think that Oprah should have had a clause, but this is the niceness of Oprah. She didn't put no clause in there to say, hey, after the movie, after we film and everything, y'all need to keep your mouth shut. She did say that you need to be on the to promote the movie. But
Right.
Taraji didn't promote the movie. She went on the trip to promote because she didn't want to do it, but she
It was
went
a
on the
contract.
promotion trip. But
It was a
she
contract.
talked negatively about the movie, and in my
Now that
opinion,
that I have a problem with.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That
yeah.
I have a problem with because at the end of the day, I'm not the only one on the movie.
Right, right.
Right. Right.
And
I'm with
me talking negatively about the movie could then hurt the chances
Yeah,
of the other people that starred in this movie.
that's
right.
right.
Now,
So that I have a problem. That's the same thing that happened with Monique.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I get
So
it.
I
I
get
get
it.
it.
I get that part.
I get it.
Hmm.
Let me say
Hmm.
this. The reason why I was asking you that question because I did some research beforehand,
Hmm.
not about this, but let me pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up. All right, the Color Purple grossed just $68 million against reported budget of 100 million.
Wow,
It lost money.
wow.
They had put $100 million into the Color Purple, and it only brought in 68 million. Now that could have easily been because when she started talking bad about it, now I think it's a combination of things because to me it was more of a musical than the movie,
Yeah.
and it threw me off with some of the scenes at the same time. Because now, did I miss it in the first movie? Did Suge and what's her name? Did they sleep together in the first one?
It's in the book.
Okay, so it's in
The-
the book.
Right. They took a few excerpts. They took more excerpts from the book than what they because you talking 1984,
Uh
was
huh.
it 84 when Whoopi Goldberg, the version with Steven Spielberg and Whoopi Goldberg came out. That 84, and then even back then, everybody was always concerned about the Midwest for some reason. Well, the Midwest might,
Right.
So I think the most that they did was in Whoopi Goldberg's version.
I just didn't know. Like I said, I never read the book, so that might have been, like you said,
they took excerpts from the book, with that. Yeah,
I got you. What in the world going on there, Ursula?
Ursula done turned into a superhero.
I know her.
She's
like she could walk through walls and stuff. She looked like a ghost.
Walls and it's like a new comic book. Look at she disappeared. Book. She brightens up and everything. I'm about to give you a new Marvel hero.
There we go. Name. There we go. There we go. So I mean that's what I was getting at, because they said The Color Purple was outstanding the first week, and it dropped 79% by the second or third week.
Well, a lot of people didn't want to see a musical.
That when the word got out, once people said, "Oh my God, I went to go see The Color Purple," you went and see it? Yes, I did. What you think? I mean, it was. As soon as somebody does that, you get skeptical.
Yeah.
As soon as they go, well, I mean, it was pretty good. Now I'm a little nervous. And then the controversy of the girls talking about it.
I didn't go to the movies to see that one.
Right. Now, part of the issue was this, from my understanding. Taraji P. Henson, if that was her name, or Henderson, whatever her name is. Her and some of the other girls were complaining about the on set. They were like, this is supposed to be a big budget film, but it's like the food won't adequate. Where they had them staying, they ain't have nobody come pick them up. They had to bring drive themselves to the set. Certain things, they were like, well, Oprah, I ain't quite.
I think Oprah was giving them that feel that they had. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes sometimes you have actors and actors, they could do a better job if they do method acting and if they get into that character. And I think that these actors and actresses had not really done their fair share of method acting. I think Oprah threw them into the same situation that they were in. Because imagine this: if you're out there for the shooting of this film, and you've got a catering company out there that's serving caviar and cold salmon and champagne. Well, when you get in front of the film, your acting ain't gonna be up to par. It's not gonna be that great.
My acting's gonna be better because I got caviar and salad in my belly.
I know you probably like, oh, it's okay, but no, they you ain't gonna be that character.
I feel you.
Living back in Georgia back in
I feel you. I feel you. So go ahead, Ursula.
But I don't know why my eye is watering. I think it's because this light is in my eye. But and I mean, it's a valid point. I think that you can't, and I believe they had the misconception that because Oprah
was involved in it,
a millionaire, that their budget was going to allow for elaborate things.
Yeah, I think that you're right about that. I think what they were really looking at, Oprah's involved. Oprah's a woman. She's going to make sure that we as women and males, everybody in this project is going to get paid well. And it didn't work out the way they thought it was going to work out. Whatever the budget was, whatever the funding was. Now, too, we have to research and look at what did Oprah really have to do with the film, besides the fact that, was she the producer? Did she have anything to do with the budgets, or did she come in and say?
Was the exec? Yeah, the exec. She was the producer, the executive producer for that.
Right.
I don't know how much Taraji got paid.
Right.
But I'm gonna find out.
Right. And if you find it, I think you might can do a screen share, but maybe it's just on my end. I get it. Taraji and some others, actors, black and white alike, they've been complaining a little bit about pay, and I get it.
Well,
Now
now
here's
we
the
had a
thing.
couple comments on my page. Of
Okay,
course, my girlfriend Pachetta agreed with me.
of
Okay.
course.
But Jay Durrell, who is also an actor, he said you get what you agree to, and that's why reboots are a bad idea. The original are cult classics, which I do agree with that. You
Right,
can't
right,
remake everything.
right.
Right.
But they've done the science, and they know if they do a remake of something that was a hit, they have more chances of making money from it than it being a complete flop. Now it can be a flop, but they can make their money back a lot of
Well,
times.
true, but I'm just saying a lot of things don't need reboots. Like now, the reboot that worked out perfect was The Best Man. You know, the
The
original one they
reboot.
did.
You mean the sequels?
Well, the
Those are
sequel, I'm
sequels.
sorry.
Yeah,
And
those are
people
sequels.
thought Leave It Alone is a classic. You can't really build on, what it was.
Right.
But then you turn around and they did the
Yeah.
second one, which went through the roof.
Right.
Right.
So don't
Okay.
get me
So
wrong.
now, huh?
You can. Sometimes you can redo a film
Yeah.
and make it better, or a sequel and make it better if the writing is there.
Yeah.
But when someone comes out with a movie that just happens to be a hit and nobody expected it, now they're trying to get these writers to write another one so they can keep bringing more money in.
Momentum going. Yeah. But just like
Sometimes you overdo it.
you can never ever redo certain movies. Love Jones, can't do it. Waiting to Exhale, can't do it.
Well, Love Jones, you could
I
redo
think
that.
they could have done better with Love Jones. I only saw that once,
Okay,
and I
so
was disappointed.
I
you
think
can do
it's
a
I think it's
sequel, but you
Yeah,
can't do a reboot.
you
right,
know,
right.
I think they could have done. I think they could have done a. Okay, I think they could have done a reboot with Love Jones, and I think they could have done a reboot with Inkwell, and they could have done a better job with what they did.
With what?
Inkwell, for example,
I think that's a
they
matter
had
of
some
taste,
good. They
though.
had some. Huh? I'm sorry.
I think that's a matter of taste, though. I didn't really
Yeah,
care for it, but women,
me either.
most women, and some men too,
Yeah,
they look at it
yeah.
like it's the most fabulous thing in the world, and I don't get it.
And
Yeah.
I tell you
Me
something else
either.
they could have done a better job with. They could have done a better job with what was that? What was that movie? Pope.
Pulp Fiction?
Janet. Say it again.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Pulp Fiction.
No, Janet Jackson played in a movie,
Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice. They could have done better with that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they could have
No,
done better with that.
no,
She
not
said,
even.
That
absolutely not.
Nope, not
yeah,
even.
She said,
that
I'm
movie.
standing 10 toes down on that one. She said,
10
not.
toes
Yeah, she
down,
did. She lost it on that one, but no, they could have
toenails
done
and
a better
all.
job.
Let me tell you,
No,
Poetic
that
Justice,
movie was incredibly stupid. And
Waiting to
I'm
Exhale.
gonna
No,
tell
no,
you,
look.
I'm gonna tell
Poetic
you,
Justice, Waiting to Exhale, Love Jones. Now, and there's a few more
Waiting to
that
Exhale
I have
was
in my
excellent.
list
Yeah,
that you
wait,
cannot
yeah, Waiting to Exhale
reboot.
was excellent. You can't change. That was something you couldn't change. I'd be upset if they did a reboot for Waiting to Exhale because they
Well,
went
they
by the
got one
book.
coming. They got one coming called Ready to
No,
Exhale. Yep.
Nobody
another
listens.
Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah, but this one is called Ready to Exhale.
Let me tell you something.
I think it's on
Only
Tubi.
because, and they trying to they're trying to do reboots so that they can get the younger audience to appreciate it the way we appreciated the first
Right,
one, and
right.
it's not gonna happen.
No,
Well, sometimes
Just like
look,
New Edition, just like New
right,
Edition,
right,
the New Edition movie that came out.
right,
yeah,
Kids really didn't listen to New Edition.
right,
They did a movie about New Edition,
hmm
and kids from age, crawling all the way up to teenagers were bopping New Edition for the next year
right,
yeah,
because
right,
they fell in love with it again.
right.
Now, if they were to try to remake that New Edition movie again
hmm
Mhm.
20 years from now, it's not going to work.
right.
It just won't
Well,
work. Some things
now
are not
here's the thing.
are meant to be one time.
Here's the
That's true.
thing.
Some things were meant to be one time.
Yeah,
You're right.
some things are meant to be
You're
one
right.
time.
And then there were some that were done just incredibly bad that, yeah, they need
Whitney Houston
justification.
movie,
You know,
incredibly bad.
What, the bodyguard?
No,
which
no, no,
one?
no, 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 no. The Whitney Houston story.
Oh, okay.
No, that Bodyguard. You can't. That's another one. You can't touch it. Can't do
But
Yeah,
that
you
one.
get, yeah, you
now,
can't touch that. Yeah,
we
you're
say
right.
that.
You can't touch that one, man.
We say that.
That's a
But
freaking classic.
if they created the bodyguard again and used some of the younger artists and an upcoming
No,
actor,
it
It
wouldn't.
would.
It
we
wouldn't.
we may not like it, but it'd be a cult classic. It may be a cult classic to the people that are
Okay.
20, 25.
Okay.
See, that's
Well,
where the
wait.
difference come in.
Well, how about this? You remember? You remember? They did. I think they did it more than once, though. They did one, two, three, four. They did it four times. They rebooted this one movie four times from the 1930s, from
Yeah,
the
what is it?
1930s all the way to like the last decade, or the beginning of this decade.
Okay.
A Star is Born.
I never
Oh
heard
yeah,
of it.
Um,
yeah.
okay, this
That star
when
keep
we
getting
were
reborn
when we
over and
were
over.
children, back when we were children, they came out back in the 70s with the third reboot of this movie called The Star is Born. Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson played
Right.
in this movie, where you got this guy, he's a superstar, and he meets this young woman in a bar who can sing, and now he's building her up, but he can't get back to where he used to be, so he's all about her, but he's losing himself in the process, and in the end he dies. Well,
So,
that story, A Star is Born, was the best two versions was the very first one and the second one, because Judy Garland played in the second one.
so I got a
But
question
Barbara,
though.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If a movie can be rebooted four times, is it really a classic?
The first was a classic. The other was a just
Yeah,
reboot.
yeah, it could be a classic, because that's just like we can't hear the exact way that Beethoven wrote his Fifth Symphony when he did it, but we've heard everybody else do it over and over and reboot it and revamped it, and it sounds pretty good, but it's still a classic.
Right.
Well,
The actual song is still a classic.
well, I'm. We can switch gears, but I'm going to say this one thing about movies.
Yes, ma'am.
There's only one movie that
See,
can have
she always get herself in a
different
box.
installments, and I'm going to be at the theater every single time. And that's
Raiders of the
Fast
Lost
and
Ark.
Furious. No. What'd you say?
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Absolutely not.
Star Wars.
Fast and the Furious. That's it. That's the only movie that they can continue to make, and I'm going to continue to go.
Oh, if
Whether
they
I'm
keep
by
going
myself,
further, yeah. That
whether
that
I'm by
yeah,
Well,
myself,
that is true.
that show,
or not.
that movie is an original deal, because they have gone. You know what makes it so cool and so original is that in each movie, the bad guy ends up becoming family in the next movie.
Yep.
It's just like if Batman beats up Joker in the first movie, in the second movie, Joker and Batman getting together to go after the Riddler.
Yep.
So
Yep.
You only have two outcomes. Either the bad guy is going to eventually turn around. Well, I'm sorry. In each movie, the bad guy is really the good guy, even from the very beginning.
yeah.
And then the bad guy, of course, he's a good guy, but then the bad guy that's supposed to be pursuing him ends up joining him. So you either join them or you die.
Yeah.
Either way.
Why
That's
don't we
how it
just
is.
why don't we just go straight to the truth? If it weren't for the fast cars and the crazy stunts, the movie wouldn't have
and
any
Ben Diesel, right?
and
No,
Vin
let me
Diesel.
tell you, Paul Walker is the
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
celebrity, the
Mhm.
only celebrity
Yeah.
that I have actually shed a tear over when he passed away. The
I get it.
only one.
I get it.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
I get it.
When I tell you, everybody in that movie is, I mean, that is, I could watch Fast and Furious from beginning to end every weekend.
And I feel like I see something I didn't see the last time. Whether it's
What?
somebody standing on the street corner or the way that
Yeah.
car slid or the way it did or the
Yeah.
steering wheel, it's something different all the time.
Always. Yep.
So look, I get it. I get it. I'm not upset with you on that one. I get it.
Yep.
So
Just
tell me,
saying.
all right, what else? What else is about Oprah? Let's and then
Okay, so there was a scandal about her in South Africa where she founded a school there, and it made the news because it's so big because she paid like $40 million of her money for this school, and six of the 152 students that were selected to go to the school that Oprah set up there in South Africa, six of them were molested. Okay, were sexually molested by one of the schoolmasters and everything. And of course, people want to, try to put that on Oprah as if it was her fault.
Right.
It wasn't her fault. You see how these controversies come up? It's like, oh, she's a part of that, so it must be that she knew about it or she had something to do with it. No, this woman funded $40 million for students over in Africa. Probably would have been better over here, but she did it over there. But
I was
people
about to
want
say that.
complain.
Let me say my whole opinion from the very beginning when that happened is that's Oprah's money and she can do with it whatever she likes to do.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
But I'm a firm believer in taking care of home 1st. Right? I'm going to make sure my children are good. I'm going to make sure my nieces and nephews are good. I'm going to make sure that my cousins and the rest of my family, you go down that line. So in the great scheme of things, if I'm going to build a school, my community of Grimes and Greenville and Pitt County is going to be number 1. Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'm going to put, and as far as the states are concerned, I'm concerned more about North Carolina than I am South Carolina, Virginia, Texas. So her building a school in Africa, you know what? Hey, that was her decision. Right. But there are so many children here that needed that, a safe space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A school that they could actually learn in, and somebody really cared about their education, but you took it over there.
Well,
right.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get that. But like you said, she can do what she wants with her money.
Yes, true.
But now, do you think there's a time and a limitation on certain things? Because the reason why I'm saying this part, and not to bring up a different subject, you've got major athletes that makes millions of dollars.
Yep, absolutely.
And they be giving out scholarships. They be giving back money to the community. They be paying for their mama and them house and their cousin house and getting a car. And folks sometimes would just drain you dry.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you get tired.
Because what made me say that was when Ursula mentioned it, how many times do you buy your sister, brother, or whoever a new car?
Once.
How many times do you pay somebody's house off and then they go get a loan against the house you paid off? Then they get behind it and they need your you're supposed to be helping the community. You're supposed to look out.
No. There's a very big difference between helping the community and letting somebody just funnel money from you.
Right. And I say that because if we look research, Oprah has given a lot of money to a lot of colleges in the United States.
She's done a great job with that.
She gave money. So her going over to Africa makes sense to me. Hey, and matter of fact, I think she got a lot of blowback. Now I cannot say if this is true. I got to research it, but I didn't know we were going to go there. I think she paid for the colleges of all those girls that were in Africa.
Yeah.
Their college expense was taken care of. So she followed it all the way through. It's just something along the way didn't go right. Something didn't go right. Now, let me say this when we start talking about Oprah. There's a picture that's going around now and it's showing, or maybe it was in our group chat that we had that showed
Uh-huh.
Oprah has taken pictures with every single one of these men that
I've
have been
seen
getting
that.
in
Yeah,
trouble,
I've seen that. Yeah.
that have
Yeah.
been getting in trouble
Yeah.
about sex trafficking, about their
Yeah.
lifestyle. She got pictures with Epstein. They said it now allegedly, so we don't get sued, but allegedly she was at the what's the Epstein Island
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm-hmm.
some of any and everything goes on.
Mm-hmm.
She's been
So,
known to be allegedly. She says she's been to Diddy parties. She's been, you know, with so many different people. But sometimes because she's so big, she don't know everything these folks are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it could just be somebody took the picture and not thinking anything of it. And then they're going back digging stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
But
so I got a question. I mean,
sure,
just like that's just common sense. We don't know what's going on in everybody's life.
right,
So if me and you, Houston, we get this opportunity to go to BET Awards and set up and
right,
do interviews, and we're taking pictures,
right.
okay? And we're gonna be taking pictures really with just about everybody we know that's famous, right?
True,
We're
Mm-hmm.
true.
gonna try to talk to everybody that we know who's famous.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Now, 10 years from now, this person's a drug lord with a sex trafficking ring and da 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 da. We don't know that.
that's true.
So we can't be held accountable. Oh, well, you took a picture with him, so you must be no.
Hey, I
A
agree.
picture is just a second in time.
Right,
That does not show that I have partied with this person. I've been to this person's house. I know this
right,
person's business. It's just what it is. It's a picture.
right.
Right.
I get that. I mean, now of course, Oprah's pictures are a little
All
more
over
than
the
just
place.
pictures. You know, that's a whole different story because they talk about the businesses that she's done with Epstein. You know, going to his house, staying on the island. Her and Diddy have done business together somehow or another. I'm not
Mhm.
saying this is true. These are the things they're trying to say.
They
So
forgot about the pictures. They forgot to see some of the pictures. They forgot to put down the other people who have done much more horrible stuff, like George W. Bush. She's been
yeah,
around him. She's
right.
been around Palin. Um, um, she's been around a lot of political figures um, who have
And
done
that's
some
normal. And I think that's
right.
normal to me.
That's
That's
normal.
gonna
We
happen.
give her the feel that she
Unless
did.
we forget this part, she started out as in media, so she was a reporter. Who knows who
Exactly.
she's talked to or tapped with?
Right.
You know, you
Exactly.
got the media only picking bits and pieces of what they want to try to get you to sway your mind
Now,
into thinking that this woman is a
now you
bad
just open
person.
a can of worms with that because
Yeah,
there are a lot of celebrities that are coming out and they're talking about that.
yeah,
That now, when you get to a certain level and you're trying to change the direction or make things better when they're not interested in you doing that,
mm-hmm.
they will start finding things on you. They'll start
Yeah.
looking for stuff, even if they make up
They'll tear
stuff.
you down.
David Chappelle, he talked about that
Yeah.
when they said that they want to take over his, not take over his show, but they want him to do something different. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, well, of course, now that we gave you 50 million for next season or next 3 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
$50 million. This is, we want you to change it up and do it like this. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep going the direction I'm going in.
Yes.
He said they looked him dead in his face and said, if you don't go in the direction we're going, we're gonna make you look like you crazy and you're losing your mind and you on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, before you fly home, we can have that story out. And he said, literally, by the time he left California and got to New York, the story was already out because
Was already out.
the story was
Yep.
already out
Yep.
that this man had lost his mind. He going over to Africa. He turned down $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, and we all went with that story, and I believed it for about 3 to
Mm-hmm.
6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they can make it seem to be whatever they want it to look like. That's why people were talking about Diddy. That's why they're talking about, all these celebrities that are afraid right now
Mm-hmm.
because what's going on with Diddy, people are getting caught up in stuff. And
Yep.
supposedly what they were doing when they went to Diddy's house, they weren't trying to find evidence on Diddy. They trying to see what evidence he's got on everybody else that they can confiscate before they really get him.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
they haven't been able to find the stuff that he's gotten hit. They just
Mm-hmm.
found a bunch of cameras all over the place. But
Mm-hmm.
he's got some stuff on some people because he said, if I go down, y'all going down.
Mm-hmm.
Can we really jump to that whole subject right now?
That's on you.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the whole Diddy situation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe Diddy is shady, messy, petty, violent, an abuser? Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. He showed that.
And the
Yeah.
problem that most people are going to have with my opinion, and I'll tell everybody right now, it's my opinion. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with Cassie being in that relationship for as long as she was, especially if you knew he was abusing, what was the first girl's name?
Kim Porter.
Kim Porter.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew he was abusing Kim Porter
Mm-hmm.
and you got tapes from Kim Porter
Mm-hmm.
proving how violent he was,
Mm-hmm.
and you still was in a relationship with him for 10 years, I have a problem with your storyline. Not saying that what happened to her wasn't true. What I'm saying is that to me, it seemed like you stayed long enough to get more evidence on him for your payday.
Yeah.
I mean,
That.
I can't.
That's my opinion, because one, okay, I'm gonna go say that, but I'm gonna say if it was me, we're gonna take myself out of it. Most
What?
women, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Most
Okay.
women are
Right.
not gonna allow a man to beat them up the way she was. Case in point, Chris Brown and Rihanna. Okay, especially a figure that is so powerful. Because the more powerful you are, people don't understand, the easier it is for you to be taken down with the right evidence. But he literally, she gathered all this evidence to where now you have tapes and video and audio recordings of all this stuff that you turned over. Okay. But now you sued him, got $31 million, and then the lawsuit dropped. So now, were you in it to stop him from being that person, or were you in it just to get you some money?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
That's the easy pop quiz there.
Right.
And we just made, all three of us made 100.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but see, here's the
don't
thing.
get me wrong, I don't negate whether he was violent or not. That's just a given.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But you was submissive to those things happening to you to build a base for your end game.
Now,
There's a
let me say
song.
this.
There's a song that describes that. Use what you got to get what you want, and everything. So yeah, they'll do that. They've been doing that for years. I
Now,
told you, Janice Gay wrote a book just before she died on her entire life with on her entire life. The majority of it was with Marvin Gaye because she was still a teenager when they got together. And she goes in detail of what took place. And I'm like, what and where? In your house? On the first date with a man that's in his that's 17 years older than you are? I mean, it was pretty deep. um so you got to realize these New York, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia folks, Floridians, Hollywood, yeah, these girls are out, they're gonna be and do. And now, it used to be you just get caught. Now I need to have proof, because I'm willing to bet that they have sat or have read transcripts of different court cases where the lawyer, the defense lawyer for the person that for the guy that's going to, they paid attention to what he put out. And so you have these females now taking it to levels such as, well, we can't just get caught now. Now I need to show a bruise. I need to show tears, you know, on and inside of my body. I need to show this and show that, or make it a long period of time of things actually happen. So I need to, you know, get into my acting and my mood and everything, and just take the licks and take the frustration and stuff. And they go through this for years. Why? To show a pattern, to have evidence, and then they take it and
Well,
run with it to get
well, I
paid.
mean, look, I think that is very true. But at the same time, whenever Diddy was doing whatever he was doing with Cassie,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's gonna come out. There were times that he would watch her interact with other men while he watched,
Right.
and she went for it. Now, I'm just saying, whether they were both enjoying it at that time,
Mm-hmm.
she enjoyed the flights all over the world, going to Paris, going
Yep.
here, going there, and then
Yep.
he might trip out and do something crazy, or not, or
I
they're having a
forgive
ball
you.
and
Yep.
they're enjoying all this, but there's a violent side. There's an issue.
I pray about it, you know,
Okay,
and everything will be all right.
No,
as
I
a
don't even think
woman,
it's that.
hold
So
on.
what?
As a
That's what
woman,
it is. You know, they do that. They'll run to religion and say, "Oh, I'll pray about it and everything,"
no,
and
Well,
then go
not these
no,
right
folks.
back to it
don't do
again.
Not
that.
these
No,
folks.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
they
Not these
do.
Wow.
folks.
How many
Flag on
times
the
have you
Not these
play.
seen these
folks.
folks
Nope.
on award shows? And the first thing they'll say is, "First, I'd like to give honor and to God for this and whatnot." Not saying these folks are actually praying,
Right,
but
right, right.
they're saying that they're basically will say to other people that they know, well, I prayed about it, and I realized that he just messed up. That's all. That was one time. But they already have a plan in mind.
Some have a
Eh,
plan and some believe the lie. Some believe that he's going to quit and stop at some point in time. Some
I
women
don't think they
understand.
know. I don't think now that part.
Yeah.
I It's hard for me to believe because they already know what they're getting into. They just because else they wouldn't have that plan. They already know that this guy is crazy because let's look at if you look at the beginning of P Diddy's career, you know this guy
Well, she knew this. Yeah.
takes he takes all the art. He manipulated that whole scene where he brought the artists in and had meetings with them prior to say, you guys are with me. So whatever happens here, you know, you go with me. And when they tried to fire P. Diddy, he took all of them with him.
Yep.
So he's a smart man, very manipulative. And
Right.
these girls knew what they were getting into, else they wouldn't be sitting here taking the licks. But I don't think that they think that he's going to change. No one, I can't
Now, I wasn't
imagine.
saying these particular women. I'm just saying in general because you
Oh,
made a
in
general
general,
statement.
okay,
Yeah,
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 that
yeah.
ain't got
I thought you were
money.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just
yeah.
saying in general, there are some women that believe that this man punched her, and she's like,
Mhm.
I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have. I pushed him to that level. Not
Yeah,
saying that you didn't. I'm not saying
right.
that you didn't. He probably shouldn't put his hands on you, but at the
Mhm.
same time, you pushed that man to that level. So she's thinking, okay, I did too much. So
Mhm.
she gonna stick around, pray about it, and think it's gonna be okay. But sometimes it's already in him, you know. So sometimes, don't get me wrong, there probably have been some men that have done that, put his
Mhm.
hands on his woman, and said, damn it, I'm not gonna do that again. And he has not done it again.
Right.
You know, that
Most
happens.
most of the women who date these guys know what that life entails,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh
they
yeah.
Yeah.
tend to put the bottle popping, plane hopping, club jump, all that above respect.
Well,
Right.
look, let me say this, and I'm gonna let you finish. You're absolutely right. I agree 150%. Because when you just got in there and he held you down and did this, that, and the other, and y'all were popping mollies, having a
Yeah.
great time, you know,
Mhm.
and then you're like, he just went too far. But you
Yeah.
get up the next morning and walk outside, and then you got a driver that's taking you in the Phantom to go eat a fancy restaurant with your girls, plus you got 15 grand in your purse, they go,
Yeah.
Exactly. But now,
yeah,
Yeah.
and I will say, you have these men who prey on these girls who are looking for a come up. So again, they're getting
Well, wait a minute.
what
Wait
they're
a minute.
hold on.
Hold on. With that,
They're
with
getting what they're
wait a
paying
minute.
for,
That Ursula, you threw
and
that
the
in there.
girl
You,
is
I guess you
getting
thought we wasn't paying attention.
what?
You saying these guys prey on these girls, but later, wait a minute. It's not as simple as that. Okay,
nope,
these guys
nope.
can have anybody they want. All right, these guys can have any woman they
Okay,
want.
stop right
They can
there.
even go back and get the
Let
girl
him finish,
that
and then you jump in, Ursula.
That's some
they can
bull.
even go back and get the girl that they
You
lost in
miss
high school or college if they want to. But the
you
women,
misread everything I just said.
no, but you said
I
these guys go
said,
out here and prey
come
on them.
out.
But the real predator is the female, the young female. They're the predator. And that rich dude is the prey. Why? If you look at it for what it is, what does he have? He's got everything that they want. It's like a tiger and a deer. A tiger, a tiger doesn't have what a deer needs. A deer, a tiger has what the deer is. A tiger, a deer has what the tiger wants, which is sustenance and food. But the vice versa, that's not the case. So it may look like, oh, she's innocent or that she is the prey
Who
in this,
said
but she
that?
is not. She
Who
is not the
said that?
prey. You did. You just
No, but you didn't
said
let me
that
finish.
the
No,
men
no,
prey
no.
on the
You
women.
did not let me finish. I said
Mhm.
that these guys prey on these young girls who are naive. They're out here, one, Instagram models and doing all this other stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, they know what they're putting out there. Okay. But then this guy comes along and he's offering her it to honestly is two people preying on each other because he wants her for his own personal gain and she wants him for her own personal gain. So neither one, everybody's complicit in everything that happens. I'm
Okay.
not saying that he
So
is.
nobody's naive then. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
nobody's naive.
Okay.
But that
Okay.
does not necessarily mean that he's not a predator, nor is she a predator. It means that both of them are preying on each other. She's on Instagram hoping that her body, that her hair, her looks, gonna catch her an NBA, NFL player who's gonna jet set her all around the world, spend all this money on her. Okay. And then you have the same, and I hate to just put it on NFL because it's musicians and everybody else. But you
Right.
have these other people who these celebrities or whatever that are looking on Instagram for the right one. He's looking for a particular kind of girl. He's going to research her Instagram and her Twitter and the right kind of girl, and he is going to go and jump in her DMs. She's going to think, oh, I don't win the lottery because that's what she's been looking for.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay.
But also, he's actually preying on her because this is just the kind of girl that he's looking for. She's looking for this. She's looking for that. I'm going to give her all of these things, get her hooked, and then she in turn becomes Cassie.
You know, in some cases, what you're saying is
It's
is
very
is
true.
right,
It's
but the
very true.
majority of the time, the predator is the young female. We see that
Oh,
not
oh
just
my God.
well,
Are
let
you
me say this.
serious?
Yes, because let me and they have help. Because the thing about it is, in most cases, you know, if we're talking just celebrities, well, okay, let's look what sits under celebrity. You've got politicians that are celebrities. You have people with big business that you have church pastors, priests, they're celebrities and everything. And usually where we come from, most of these country churches that we grew up in and stuff like that, most of these women would take their daughters around these pastors and everything, you know, to meet
I
the
don't know who
pastor,
did
to
that,
say
so I
hello
can't
to the
even.
pastor. If
Okay.
you ever sat back, in a pulpit and just in the pews and just watched, and at the end of church or the beginning of church and everything, and you see the hard smiles and the mother trying to introduce their daughter to this pastor or this becoming pastor and everything, that is a form of of preying on that individual. Why? Because he has something that they want. You know what? The prey is the person that has the stuff. Now you can
Houston,
flip that around. You can
get
flip that
Jonathan.
around and say, you can flip that around and say, well, what about Beyonce?
You
Beyonce
said get
has
what?
stuff.
Hold on,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
You
sorry.
can
Go
flip
ahead.
you can flip that around and say, well, Beyonce and Rihanna, they got their money and their stuff, and you got, what about them? Well, yeah, you got guys that ain't got no money, and guys that are young and that are looking at them. They don't need to have money. They gonna jump on them anyway, no matter what, if given the opportunity. So it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
stop. Wait a minute, because right now you are literally sitting here saying that
Yes.
women are the predators in this world. You have got to be
I
kidding me.
I didn't bite my tongue. Yeah, that's what
Okay,
it
so
is.
if that's the case, wait. If that's the case, no. If that's the case, if women are the predators, okay,
Yeah.
then why do women have to watch what they wear? They have to watch where they go. They have to park in lit areas. They have to not go out alone. They have to make sure they got mace and a stun gun and maybe a pistol. They have to work. They have to worry about where they live,
I got an
how they
answer to
go
that.
home at night, make sure he's following them. If that's the case, then
Yeah.
why is it that they are the predators?
Because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not home. Okay.
Okay,
You just said the following. You said, well, they have to watch what they dress. They have to carry stun guns. Well, wait a minute. Why are they out there to begin with? Oh, well, they want to have fun too and everything, but there's a consequence to going out
so
there to want to have fun.
So why do you no from back in the day,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
now?
Back in the day when I was
Why?
younger.
Why did you go to the club?
Why did I go to the
Yeah.
club? I went out to the club to check out the females because I knew they'd be there.
That's enough. Wait. Why did you go to the parks during the day? When they had the cookouts? Why did you go to the parks and all the other stuff?
To see the females because I knew they'd be there.
Okay, so if the females didn't go out and were supposed to stay home, as you're saying, who would you go to see?
We wouldn't be at the club and we wouldn't be in the
club.
park.
Wouldn't be
There
at the
you go.
Yeah.
So again, you
Yeah.
can't sit here and tell me that women are the predators when one, we are biologically smaller than you are. We're not as strong as you are.
But you're
Now,
biological. You're looking at it from a different.
You're looking at it from you're looking at
Okay,
it from that
if we're
section,
talking
and
about
that I can
monetary-
agree with you.
No, you're looking at it from a physical standpoint.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
and I
if
can
we're
agree
trying
with
to
you on
say-
that.
If we're talking
Yeah.
What he's trying to
monetary,
say is from a mental standpoint.
Yeah.
okay.
Some women,
If we're
not all,
talking monetary or mental, okay, if a woman is after your money, then
Yeah.
evidently you have put your money out there for her to see.
Yes,
yeah.
So who is the predator then?
she is.
Okay, we're gonna move along because right now, and Jonathan, don't come in here talking no trash. I saw your little comment.
He already
earlier.
looking like what?
Hey, ladies, if anybody's out there and they want to chime in, please.
We need. Look,
put
let
us
me
a
say this.
note in the chat or whatever, and we will send you the link to join this because this is what I deal with almost
Ursula.
every week.
Ursula, the link
Yes.
that's in our messenger, post that to your page and invite some ladies to come on and help you out.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you because y'all
And
tripping.
help you out.
Y'all
So
tripping.
now-
You need some
No,
help.
time out. I don't need no help because I know what I'm saying. I just can't believe that y'all, well, I ain't gonna say you, Jonathan, because you ain't said nothing yet.
I didn't say anything either.
Too.
I didn't say anything either. Let me say this. Let me have 30 seconds, and then you know what? We're going to come up with we're going to come up with some. Keep it, John, our graphic design specialist. Create something.
All right.
Create us some sort of Keep It 100.
I'm trying to get my camera right.
We're gonna have to get us a Keep It 100 flag, so that way if somebody see my flag, they like, okay.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have fun with that.
You know what? You need that in these conversations.
So let me say this. Look, Ursula, I understand exactly where you're coming from. What Maurice is trying to say, or not say trying to say, he said it. What I'm saying is this. When he said that she's a predator and he's a predator, if that's the same thing on both ends, they both know what they're getting themselves into.
Pretty much.
They pretty much know what they're getting themselves into. Women can, a lot of times women can intellectually beat a man because she has something that he wants. So when she's on Instagram dropping it like it's hot, wearing the little booty shorts and the whole nine, why do you think he's in your inbox? You fishing, you got your hook out there. You are preying on another man to come in that's gonna fly you out, that's gonna take you to the beach, take you to the Bahamas, to get you a new purse. That's the only reason why you wearing these outfits. So I yield the floor to John. Yes, sir.
No, I agree with what you said, and they are out there fishing. But this the thing, they want to catch that nice bass. You know what I'm saying? Or but they catching
that marlin.
Catfish,
they want that marlin.
But see, they don't understand. Once you throw that hook out there, you don't know what you're catching. You understand? A lot of things. You can catch an old can, an old rubber tire. You know what I'm saying? But when you fishing, but they think when they fishing, they throw that reel out there. They think the only thing that's gonna bite is them big wide mouth bass and them bluegills and crappies and stuff like that. But y'all catching cans and tires.
John, I got a question, John.
Yeah, don't hurt me too hard.
Okay, so we're throwing the line out there, right?
Yes.
But each one of y'all are from pond. No. You're jumping from pond to pond, trying to catch the line that she's throwing out there.
Right.
Because you're not just biting on any line.
See, y'all don't understand the nature of men.
You're saying that we're fishing.
No, but see, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. No. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when fishing is a metaphor for showing your butt, your body, you're on there trying to get likes and stuff, being half naked. That's when you throwing the fishing pole out there. You fishing. But most women think that even when they go in the grocery store, these yoga pants be so tight, showing everything that they got going on, and they expect you not to look. I'm supposed to be look. The nature of men, y'all. See, that's what's wrong with a lot of women. Y'all don't understand the nature of men. It ain't that y'all don't understand it. Y'all don't respect it enough to know that. Look, you're not only going to when you do those things, and I'm not talking about you specifically, but women who try to lead with their body, they try to get your attention with their physical first. You're going to attract men who only want that because you're leading with that. If you're taking a picture but you're looking over your shoulder and your butt is the first thing showing before they see your face, what type of man are you really trying to attract?
I mean, wait a minute. Who said that we're talking about that? Okay, first of all,
that's what I was talking about. Fishing. I was relating that to fishing. I was relating that to fishing.
Most women being naked are not like that.
We said what?
But most women are.
Most women are not like that. But that's the woman that most men go looking for. So again,
but that's not what. But that's not what he's keeping. He's not keeping that.
That's not what I was saying, though.
Who said he was keeping it? Diddy ain't got Pam.
Hey, Houston, please don't rescue me. What's up, saying that? I don't want to come off as being saying
Nobody picked up on that. But
about marriage.
Huh?
You good.
We're not talking about marriage. When I talk
Right.
about
okay.
keeping this, I said that those women, most women are not like that. But the thing is, most men are going for those type of women. So again, if that's the case, who's really the predator?
Women. Hey, you know what? It's kind of like this. If it's kind of like this. If
I
Beyonce
understand what you're saying, though, Urge.
if Beyonce worked at Burger King and Jay-Z who he is today, would he get with her? Yes, he would. You know, if she was working at Burger King, built the way
No, no
she
about
was
that,
built,
man. I
he
don't think
he
it's a fine
he
with the
would
Burger King, dog.
he would no, I'm not saying, I'm just saying
That's what he's saying.
he would get with her. But if Jay-Z was working at Burger King and
Oh, hell.
Beyonce was who
Whoa.
she is today, oh heck no. Beyonce Jay-Z she wouldn't even have looked at Jay-Z couldn't even give her the
No.
food.
Again, with what you just said, who's the predator?
She
No,
is.
it goes back to human nature. Look, women are looking for the hunter gatherer, protector. You know, we got to go in and go back on this stuff, man. Women are looking for protectors and providers because that's what
Exactly.
men are built for. Men are looking for nurturers and caregivers because, look, we can't be out here fighting off the wolves and the lions and everything, and then got to come home and cook and clean and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Just
I
as
mean,
long
I'm
as
just
she's
going
got a
back to
big
the
butt.
nature of things.
No, what he just said was women are looking for those protectors and those providers, but the men who are not in the
They
space
are.
to
That's
be
what they
those
want to.
protectors and providers, they're the ones out here looking for the ones who are twerking and dropping it hot like it's hot
The man that
because that's what's
you
the
want. The
right
men
now.
that you want. The men that you want. The men that you want, you are not in that space. The men you're not attracted to, the ones who are in that space, those are the men that get overlooked by these women who are gold diggers, who wanted those, they get overlooked because the man that you want him to be this 6'6", 300-pound, $1 million a year
It's
mogul
in the trap.
that want only you. When
Now,
he can
now,
have
Jonathan,
everybody he
It-
needs in the
it's
world.
Jonathan,
it's
I
called it's
totally
called the
agree with
tender.
you, but let's
It's
let's
called the
say
I'm
this.
tender
done. I'm
trap.
good for that. I
Look,
yield the
Jonathan,
floor. I yield
I
the floor.
totally agree with what you
All
just
right, I
said.
got the floor. Go
But
ahead,
at the
Ursula.
same time, isn't it true that those certain men who have this money and this status are overlooking regular women
Yeah,
because they're
but
looking for
there's a
those
reason for
Instagram
that.
I got it. I got
But
it.
there's
I
a
got it.
reason for that. You can't have every little body. Once you make it and you're successful. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know, go ahead. You, I'm gonna let you finish.
Please let him finish that statement. What'd you just say?
Was okay.
No,
So we've
he's about to
established in
tell
this
the truth.
conversation. Now, within the conversation and the question you just asked me, we're talking about successful men who have what who are established, who may be making in the upper, say, 25 percentile. You know, I ain't even gonna say 10% because it's unrealistic. Say 25 percentile to 20%. They're not going to go choose that type of woman, in my opinion, because they don't
What
want to
type of
deal with all
woman?
that mess that come with it.
What type
They
of
don't want to
woman?
deal with that mess, and that's not to mean that they
What
won't
type
sleep
of
with that
woman?
woman on the side. They won't. They have her as a side piece now, but they're not
What
going to
type
commit
of
to
woman?
her or marry her because they don't want to deal with that mess. They don't want to deal with the mouth. They don't want to deal with the anything. This new age women liberation crap they got going on. They don't want to deal with the I don't need a man crap because there's some men who are still men because they were raised by men. And people
Okay, but
forget that. There's still a
what
generation
woman
of
are you
us who
referring
are
to?
raised by men.
Beep, beep,
What
beep,
So we
beep, beep.
don't
woman
we
are you
see
Give the
referring
floor.
to?
Give the floor. Give the floor. All right, Ursula.
What
Oh, I'm sorry,
woman are you referring to?
I'm yielding.
What's that, Ursula?
I'm
Well,
asking
I'm
him.
talking
He's
about
saying
women in general.
no.
And
Okay,
My
so if
question
you're a
to you,
successful man, I don't think he's going to be attracted to a hood rat. As far as a
who said
mate,
hood rat?
he might hit that. He might be, huh?
Hey, and I
What'd you
tell you
say?
something else. Hey, I tell you something else too. I tell you something else too.
Well, I'm not calling nobody no who, man. Hey, we talking in generals. We're not talking
Er,
about specific, but
No,
er,
we talking
I
about
asked
specific
and
people. Let me know who we
Ursula,
talking about.
it's about the trap and everything. He's not trapping her with his money, because with his money he can get anybody he
Mm.
wants. So he's not trapping her with the money. She, on the other hand, is trying to trap him with her feminine wiles. Okay, so
okay,
she's
what
doing
I'm gonna
everything
need.
she can to get his attention, and once she grabs onto
Any
him like a,
ladies out there, 1-800 call in.
that's when he's
Hey,
stuck.
what I heard talking Houston first.
Okay,
So
let me
the
do
person that's the
stop.
predator,
Because
the
what you're
female
not
is the
gonna do
predator.
is sit
See,
here
uh-oh.
and group
Here we
all
go.
women
Here we
together like
go.
they're gold diggers. That's what you're not gonna do. So let
We're
me
not
make
what?
it
We're
Well,
not gonna do
clear.
what now? We're not gonna do
What
what?
he's
We
not gonna
it's
do is group all women
but
together like
we
they're
have not.
gold
It's
diggers. No,
not
no, no,
something
no,
that
no,
we.
no.
It's not
No,
something
no.
that
You
we
said what you had to
created.
say.
what's
We
Courtney
didn't
at, man? You
create
need some
this.
help.
It
You
was
need to
Honor.
back
like
up.
this when we got here. Okay, it was
We
like
can't
this
have a
before
good
you were
No,
show
born.
I'm
when
about
we
to
talk
log
Anybody
over
off
that
to
each
you
other.
know.
you.
We can't have a good show when we talk over each other. Hold on.
No, we can.
Again, I
So I'm
asked
gonna let
Jonathan a
Ursula go.
specific question.
You asking me still? He was talking. He
I
said some
asked
stuff
you a
too.
specific question.
Okay.
I said,
Houston, you gotta help me, man.
I'll try to take it. I'll try to take it. What's the question?
the question was, I said, he was talking about how women overlook good men because they don't have 6 figure, 6 feet, and these other things that are superficial.
But go ahead.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
but women do overlook good men. And then I said, but the same can be said for these men that do have this income. They're not looking for
I
everyday,
got it. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
ordinary
yeah,
women
that's cool. Yeah.
because they're not Coca-Cola bottle,
That's true.
long straight hair, looking like they're Kim Kardashian or whatever. They're not because they're not in that realm. Those men are not looking.
Hold on.
They're passing over those type of women to get over here.
Right.
All I said, but
Okay.
then
So
you said men don't want that type of woman.
that's true.
But now I didn't say anything about hood rat.
Mhm.
I didn't say anything about
He just threw
twerking.
that in.
I
He
said
just threw that in.
everyday ordinary women who are
He
handling
just
their
threw that.
business.
So let me say this. Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me break it down like this. With men, when they get to a certain level of money, they do not want certain things. In his mind, he's going, I stayed up late nights to get this degree or to get my business or to bring money into this level because I know that I have to have this to get what I want in life, which is a woman that I want on my arm. It's a certain way that I like, whether
Preach.
she's thick, heavy, or small. He's trying to bring in what he's
Thank
looking for.
you. Thank
So
you.
hold on. So that's
It
why
don't
he does
matter.
what he's doing, his pathway. Now, on the other hand, women, they already know to get the kind of man that they want that has this, they have to be a certain way. Because if not, they're going to get overlooked. The same way a man that's making good money and got a certain lifestyle, he overlooking good women because they don't have that shape and size.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
on both
true.
ends. It's
He
on
right.
both
He right.
ends.
That's all I was saying.
No,
Right,
don't
right,
take
right.
it personal.
No.
No,
But here's the deal.
because the way you were coming off, all three of you were it's a woman can't have these kind of standards because she's looking over good men, but men can overlook good women because they want this standard because of how much money they got. But see, you keep
True.
bringing money into
True.
the
But can I
equation.
ask you,
True.
You keep
how
bringing
Absolutely
many?
money to
true.
the
Hold
equation,
on.
but then you
Hold on,
get
John.
mad when a woman wants that.
Hold on, John. You're absolutely right. Men use their money to get certain status, even with other
Yes.
men, to be ahead of the company, to
Yes.
be in charge. So you never see, and as
Alpha
an answer,
man.
never see a CEO of a company. Not saying it does not happen, but the CEO, the owner, and the whole nine, You don't see him on a regular basis with the woman that is not what he really truly wants, unless he married her while he had nothing and things happened
That's
where they
true.
both changed size and shape as they got older. Because yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
So
yep.
what you're saying is,
No,
no.
no,
What
look,
you're
look. I
projecting,
don't think all
No,
men are materialistic, though. I don't
I'm
what
think
not
you're
saying
all
I'm not
men are
projecting.
saying
just
that.
because
I'm
every
not
man
saying that.
likes a different size and shape. Every
No, no,
man
no.
likes a different size and
I
shape.
just I just said that. I said because he wants to get his money and his status and where he wants it, so he can pick the kind of woman that he wants. Because
But
I
you
know some
also
And,
fellas.
and,
said the
I said,
only reason he's with a woman who looks a certain way is because he was with her from the beginning.
in a lot of cases, that is true, and people don't like to hear that. That is true. You can go
Now
do.
look at Snoop
They
and
done the research.
LL and all them.
They
Snoop
done the
and
It's all,
research.
LL,
it's
them, they
all
been
about
with
it's
Same.
them.
all about
Look, look. But it's the same reason, the same way. There are some women that are with
mhm.
a heavier guy or a guy that don't look great, and everybody's trying to figure out how in the world she with him. He
Mm-hmm.
must be loaded.
That's
wait.
not
If
So wait a
always
minute.
true
You
Did
have
I
these
not say
so
that?
wait, you have these men
either.
out
That's
here
not always
who are going to
true
get
No, no, no.
these
I'm
fine
not
women,
saying that it's always true. I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's not
yeah.
no,
always
hey,
true.
hey, and I
but
can give
you're
you an example.
saying
I
that
can
they're
give you an
looking for
example.
a certain type of woman. And when you say type, more than likely it's a physical type, which is why most of these men have multiple wives or multiple girlfriends that are never settled down, that are never happy, because they're jumping from woman to woman
No,
to woman, and they're jumping because they're looking for that physical physique and not for somebody who's going to take care of them, their
no,
house,
No,
their
you're right.
children,
no.
their
You're
business.
right.
They're not looking for that.
Right.
So
First of
again,
all, let me say this.
I think
again,
men are built to have more than one woman.
Right.
I think men
Right. And
built to have more than
and
one
you
woman.
still and you
I think
still
that's the
and you're
social
still looking
structure
at it
supposed to
from
be.
and you're still looking at it from one side.
Right,
You know, I
right.
give you an
you
example.
cannot talk.
I give you an example of a guy right now. Al Pacino. Al Pacino is 83 years old. Okay, he
Fine
has
With a
man.
never
black
been
one,
married
yes.
and had. Well, I'm going to tell you, he had never been married and didn't have any children until last year at 82. Okay, and the woman that had
No,
his
he was
baby
married to the black
is
lady though.
30 years old.
Yeah, he was. He
So
was.
who's the
He,
predator?
Hmm?
So who's the predator?
No, he was married to the
he was.
black lady for years
She
though.
she was the predator because
How?
look at well, let's look at again. This man has been alive for 83 years.
And
In
made
that
the
time,
choice
he's never
not
been
to be
married.
in a relationship, not to be in a marriage, not to
He's
have any
never been
children
married.
until
He's
he
never
found
I
somebody
don't
30
know
years
about that.
old, got her
Al Pacino.
pregnant.
I, I'm just
Okay.
saying.
So
I'm just
who
giving
was
you the
the predator?
facts. Yeah, but I'm just giving you the facts. Al Pacino has never been married. Okay,
I think he
no
has though.
children, no
I
children
don't know about that.
until he still ain't married, but he got with a producer for one of his movies or whatever. He ended up getting up with her at the age of 80, 81 or 82, and they have a child together, his first child. And you know who follows his example after that? You know who follows his example after that? Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is just as
Oh,
old as
that's
he
what I
is,
was
and
thinking
that
of.
cat that cat left his wife and had a baby just recently.
That's what
So
I was thinking. I
Again,
was thinking of Robert De Niro.
so you got to ask
predatory
yourself the question.
behavior.
But Ursula, you got to ask the question. These guys were living their lives for more than 7 or
It
8
was
decades, decades. And then all of a sudden, here comes this pretty fine thing that shows her booty and her good looks and all that stuff, and traps him into having a child
Boy,
with them
if you
at
say
that
trap
age.
one more time for a grown man, I'm gonna flip this table in here.
I'm just saying.
If you
I'm
say
only
trap
saying.
one more time,
I'm not making this up. I'm only saying
this
this is
man
what
has
it
lived
is.
decades in Hollywood where there is so much nonsense going on, and you're telling me that a 30-year-old trapped him?
And did.
Okay.
She got a baby by
How
this
how
guy.
much is
Now,
that?
let me say this.
Maybe he was
Ursula,
looking for a 30-year-old though.
let me say this. Now, I can't agree with Maurice on that one. I think it was a mutual agreement. If we do some research, we will find out that she agreed to have his child as long as he pay her a certain amount of money and make sure she's set the rest of her life.
What does that sound like? It sounds like a trap. And she ended
How
up
was
having
it
that kid. Come
How
on,
was
let's
it a
look at it
trap
for
when
what
he
it
said
is.
it?
But you
She
said,
trapped this fool into
Time out.
having a kid.
How
I mean,
was
but
it
if
a
you 30,
trap?
I mean, but realistically, what 30-year-old is attracted to an 80-year-old man though? Realistically, come on.
Come on, Ursula, are you attracted
Unless
to
it's
an
what?
80-some-year-old man
Unless
right
it's
now?
money.
No.
Unless it's
No,
money.
I'm not.
Then.
Which
Wait,
means, what did he do?
wait.
He put that cheese out
Hey,
there.
you want to get on Mr. Cavistar? Hey, I got a
Okay.
guest for y'all. You want to get on Mr. Cavistar? Okay,
Hey,
we got a
Ursula,
guest.
let me ask you this.
Oh,
If you met a 80-year-old guy now that had
yeah.
cheese and he wants to get he checking you out, want to get with you, want to give you some of that cheddar, would you do it?
No, absolutely not.
That's you.
Not even.
That's
Okay,
you.
then he's not the type of prey that you want.
No.
But what
Because
type
if you
of
don't
prey
come in
do
the
you want?
package that I want to come in, I don't
Yeah.
want it. I don't care how much
But,
bread he got.
but what type
If
of
I'm
prey do
not
you want?
attracted to you in any form or fashion, I don't care how much money you got. I'm just not
Okay.
one of them girls that can be
So you're not
swayed
going.
with money.
So
Okay.
you're only
Now,
going to trap the person that you're interested in. Is that what you're saying?
thank you. If you're gonna trap somebody, I'm gonna trap
Uh-huh.
somebody that I want to be with.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Okay.
My
what she
phone
did.
down. My phone down, y'all.
I got
Okay.
you. I got you.
My phone down.
Yeah.
I gotta hang up. But it was good talking to y'all though.
Good talking to you. Anybody else out there that want to join the conversation, please give us
Please.
inboxes or make a comment, and I'll add the link so you can definitely jump right in. So let me say this, Ursula.
Y'all about to give me. I'm gonna go take my blood pressure pill.
I
Hey,
feel you.
let me ask you a
Ursula,
question. Let me ask you this question, then. What about a 69-year-old man with
No,
money?
no.
Okay. What about Denzel Washington?
He's married. Don't want to marry me.
What if he wasn't married?
No. If he
What if he
wasn't married.
wasn't married?
If he wasn't married,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have to have money. It's Denzel. He's fine. I would take him like he is.
He's
But you see people
69
every
years
day
old.
just like Denzel.
But
You
he's a
see
No,
people
I
every day.
don't. Tell
69-year-old
me
man.
where they at.
He
When
is
you
a
at a stoplight, you'll
69-year-old
see
man.
someone that looks just like Denzel. You could go to
Yes.
the mall and you'll see
No,
someone
I
that looks just
haven't.
like Denzel. But yep, same
Okay,
features,
question.
just a different
You
slight.
live in Raleigh. Both of you been to Raleigh. You travel. Have you seen the Beyonce at the mall?
Yes, I have.
Well,
I
you better
dated
go back because
Yes, I have.
I ain't seen a Denzel. If
a,
I see a fine guy at the mall, he's one of two things. Either he's three things. Either he's too young for me, he's too old for me, or he's married.
I
Would you
dated
approach him
I
if he
dated
was
a
single?
girl that
Would you
No,
approach him
because
if he was
I
single?
look here, I look at his age, and they've approached me. And he's like, oh, it don't matter, and he comes like, oh, I'm 35, baby. I'm sorry. No.
I dated a
But he
girl
wants
that
to have
looked
fun.
No. Because my fun is going to lead to something else. And if you're not in that mindset set to build on that, then no.
I get it. So what was wrong with what I said, that some of these men that have money, they're looking for a certain thing. That's why they got
wrong
money.
with that. If that's what they're
Okay.
looking for. I'm trying to say that you can't say women are looking for money because they have a certain type of man that they're looking for, but you can't put that same thing on the guy. Most women do want a man
see, here's the
to
thing.
take care of them.
I did put it on the guy. They're just looking for something different than what the woman is. The woman wants security. The woman wants security. The man is looking for a certain type body type, certain look, certain feel. Whether she got not all, but I know some guys that love women that are this thin. I mean, really ain't got much of a chest, ain't got much in the rear, that look just like, what's her name, the celebrity country artist singer, that she done the she didn't do
Oh
the Super
yeah, the
Bowl.
blonde chick they keep talking about. What is her name?
Yeah, that she was at the Super Bowl. Her boyfriend was in the
Yeah.
you know, he wasn't the quarterback, but he was in the game.
Oh, you talking about Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
Swift.
that's it. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Taylor,
Yeah.
if you're watching, I'm not saying this is bad, but Taylor is just as straight as the yellow line going down the highway. It ain't no curve.
That is true.
Nowhere.
And
it's mind-boggling to men because to people because he was with a sister who looked totally different before her.
Right. So
well, that sister ain't had nothing like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift got money. She's got cheddar, and she don't have to have.
But he got cheddar too. So that don't really matter.
But Taylor got more cheddar than he do.
Oh, I get that.
So he's trying to trap her. Is that what you're saying?
Oh man, yeah, he trying to trap her, but she trapping him.
Houston,
she getting hers like a man.
So this is what I'm trying to say. Taylor Swift is just like this. There are some men that absolutely love that.
Yeah,
they love that. There are some men that like thin and curves in the front, curves in the back. Then you got some men that like a voluptuous woman. I have seen some thicker women, because I'm actually going to do a photo shoot. We're going to put something together about women that are thicker women that are beautiful women.
Yeah.
Men are attracted to that too. So men get money. A lot of times he's trying to get money and his lifestyle together so he can choose the type woman that he wants. Whether it's big, thick, slim. That's why we get money. Now, women, what they don't understand about men is if you're looking for a certain type man, what do you have to do to attract that type of man that you want?
Right.
Man, we figured it out. We don't all make it. Now, we all don't get to the level of making 100,000 to 150,000. So what does he do? If he only making $40,000 a year, he know the chances of him finding a woman over here that's got this voluptuous body and curves and the whole nine, like Beyonce, he might find one, and that's great. But he know his chances are better if he get his cheddar up, his finances, his credit score, all that stuff, which is can cause security in a woman's eye.
He's getting his tackle box and his bait ready, right?
Let me add,
and his bait ready. So when he wants to go fishing in a certain pond,
let me add little facts. Let me add little facts that y'all was asking earlier. Taylor Swift is worth $1.1 billion. That's her net worth.
Nobody asked. Look, no, I knew she would load it, but I'm just saying that
the guy that she's dating now, this boy named Travis, is a football player. 30 million. Okay.
But Travis has more appeal to him because of who he is and how he is, not just his money. Than
all she got is money.
Exactly.
He, on the other hand, he's got money also, but all she's got is money. This dude is like a professional athlete. He's built, he's all that did something that most women would want. But she is, like he said, a stick. This girl ain't packing. She ain't even good looking. But her money, her 1.1 billion speaks volumes. And that's why she trapped him. So she's a predator.
You know what?
She pulled him away from that black sweet brown sugar that he probably still sneak over there. He probably still sneak over there to see your girl.
When you know he gonna keep using the word
trying. He's trying.
I only give the facts. This ain't made up stuff.
You give your opinion.
No, that ain't not opinion.
Can you? We're gonna agree to disagree. Can you play the video that I put in the chat? Because my head.
Part of it is my opinion.
Either one is fine. Either one is fine first.
All right, let me see if I can. All right, you're supposed to tell me this and keep talking. Then you want to bring it up all of a sudden.
I'm just saying. But anyway.
Is this the one with the woman with the tattoos?
I'm gonna go ahead and get the premise for whichever one you're talking about. Which one you clicking on first?
I'm gonna try the girl first, the little girl.
Okay. So this is a video that's gone viral. It's a little girl who is defending her mom against the NYPD. Now, a lot of people have issue with the video because the little girl is cursing.
Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. You're gonna tell the whole video. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Bam. Oh Lord. See what I'm saying?
Hit the yeah.
No. So now, see, that's why I'm saying we can't figure out how to play this thing back. Stay right there.
Okay.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it.
She had a Dharma bag. The CV gave the description of a female black with long braids with the white shirt.
What classes did I steal from Mount Clear?
Mommy, I know who it was.
What classes did I steal? They
Stop recording it now. You should not be recording it without our permission.
my safety. Thank you.
My aunt stole glasses. It wasn't her. You should have a fucking white t-shirt on. No. My phone. Leave my mother alone. Oh my God, Father. You don't have nothing. I'm gonna kill somebody, bro. Please. No. Mother. Oh.
I'm trying to figure out how to stop it now.
Sounds to
Okay.
me like I need to bring a kid with me from now on. If the police department try to mess with me, I'm bringing kids. Get 'em,
I'm
kids.
gonna say,
Well, first
I'm
of
gonna
all,
give my opinion real quick.
okay.
And anybody that knows me, I cannot stand hearing children curse. Cannot stand it.
I hear, but
However, you can see in just that little bitty body circumstances that she's seen on the news and in public over and over about how NYPD plus a civilian ends up with death.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like the conversation saying she's standing 10 toes down for her mom. She's already, her dad, if you heard her, she said, "Oh, my deceased dad."
Mm-hmm.
So she's already going through that particular trauma. And to now see the NYPD and what she's seen on the news, on social media about how the police interact with civilians and what ends up happening, she's literally standing 10 toes down for her mom. Now, her mom, I think, should have reined her in a little bit more, because the NYPD shot 14-year-old, I mean, not NYPD, the police shot 14-year-old Tamir Rice. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Kids have been killed by police. So
Yes.
I saw her pull her back behind her, but the way she was going off as a mother, I'm like, look, I'm gonna need you to chill out for a minute. Okay, I understand. But she was dropping dimes on everybody. She said, "It's my aunt that stole them glasses. My mama ain't did nothing." You know, but and I get it. It was nothing but trauma.
Look, that trauma came from the house. It ain't had nothing to do with LAPD or New York Police Department. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. That trauma came from the house, because this girl, there's no way that this girl, let me tell you what y'all not gonna do.
It's gonna be an MFing problem.
First of all, mama didn't even act like she shocked, that she used that kind of language.
She wasn't. Mom wasn't shocked at all. Yeah.
So there's gonna be an issue, and if mama's not careful, what is it called, SSD or whoever?
Child services.
Child services may be at her door real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to understand.
She did not even like, what? Hush. Let me handle it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she should have told her daughter. Period.
I can admit that a lot of times people don't understand that it's the curse word that gets you, is the shock value.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like when there was when I could bring up old stuff from the past, there was a fight at school, and nobody had heard me ever say a curse word before, but it's like nobody would stop fighting. right? And so I
Mhm.
just kind of just yelled out something, trying to get somebody to stop.
Yeah.
But this little girl was forming complete sentences. She knew
Yes.
exactly how to use them.
Mhm.
She had the mannerisms to use them,
Right.
which
Yeah.
lets me know either she's seen her mom or her aunt or somebody at the house
Both of them.
behave that way.
Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah.
aunt, grandma.
And because the mom wasn't shocked about
Yeah.
how she was using it, that she's heard her use it before.
Yes.
So that's
So
why I can't.
there's
That's
two
why I can't
sides
condone
to
it.
it. I
It ain't no
get
two
it.
sides to it. Ain't no two sides to
It
it.
is. I get
That
it.
little girl,
Her being scared, but it
she should have hit that little rear end and took a chance of going to jail for hitting that little rear end. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You are not grown out here. I don't care if they got the handcuffs on me. Your tail is not grown. I wish you wouldn't say another word.
But see,
Say
the
one
average
more
black
thing.
mama, the average black mom been like, you better be glad they got these cuffs on me, because I would tear your tail up right about now.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm getting at.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know, that's what I'm getting at. You
But
know,
I mean,
because she was
I
doing
get
too
it.
much.
Like honestly, I do get both sides of it. Being a mom, I'm like, look, somebody need to check the little girl right there because she need to be smacked. Number one.
Right.
But
Right.
I do get the understanding that I haven't had the trauma of having lived in a city where there's somebody killed all the time
I
by
get that
people
too.
who are supposed to protect you. So I get her anger and her being scared. Well, I'm sorry, she didn't look scared. She just mad because she said, I'm about to kill somebody.
Who, the little girl?
Yeah, she said, I'm about to
She's a
kill
New
somebody.
Yorker.
See, that's what I'm saying.
She's
That
a New
you doing
Yorker.
too much.
You New Yorkers don't fear nothing. What do you want?
There is,
If that little girl has not been suspended from school
Hey,
at some point in time,
hey,
I would
I'm
be
shocked.
shocked.
hey, look, we talking
Hey,
about
Maurice.
we talking about the pilot of Sesame Street. Yeah, two kids, 1 6 and 1 4, walking down New York City looking for Sesame Street, and no parents are around. So them kids are
Oh
thugs,
wow.
man.
But look,
All
hey,
right.
Derek Corey says she's just a bad child.
Yeah, that's all he can say.
That's all
She's
it
a
is a
bad
bad
child. Do
child.
not bring that child to my house.
Don't.
Look, I'm gonna defend her a little bit because I understand she was scared. Because
Why
let me tell you
are you
something.
defending her? Why?
Let me tell you something. I am 53. Okay, my mom is 73. You can't look at my mama crazy, or it's gonna be an Ursula that ain't nobody ever seen before.
Yeah, and I understand that because you grown.
True, but I was that way when I was small. You can't
If
help
you
my
were
mom.
8 or 9, it's a little different. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. I get it because something like that, I might have been 8 or 9 or 10, and somebody like another man come up to my woman. If it was a woman, I can't do much. But a man gonna start getting in my mom's face, I might get my tail whooped, but I'm gonna give all I can to be 12 years old.
Thank you.
I'm
That's
gonna
it.
eat them ankles up. I'm gonna bite his kneecap. Whatever I need to do, I'm going to do.
I did that
At
for
her
my
age,
dad. Yeah.
but her age, she's doing too much. Okay, Ursula, let me play this next one. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Maurice gonna have a lot to say about this one.
Probably, yeah.
Hold on. Where is the? Oh God, I hate this mess here.
This one deals with welfare.
Well,
The problem is, okay, I see it here. Hold on. That's why we got to figure out how to download these things so we can put them up earlier.
Yeah.
Women, specifically Black American women, we need to abort our children. But if you coming across the border with your baby, come to the land of milk and honey, the great land of opportunity. We'll take care of you. Joe Biden even said, I'll give illegal immigrants coming across the border $400,000 a piece. Can you imagine if they were to go to that Black single mother living in the hood, not even $400,000, offer $4,000, because I know some Black women that can make something jump with $4,000. Offer her $40,000. You know why they'll never give us that? Because they know that we'll never need them again.
All right, so
please play the rest of it.
Okay, I was about to say we can talk about that part and then play the rest of it, but let's see.
Okay, we can talk about the rest of it. Okay.
No, you're wrong. No, I should have played the rest of it because I can't pause it. Damn it.
Just play it. Play it over.
that every month the rent was due, that I would have to come back to him. He wouldn't give me $100,000 your house and start your business, because then he felt like I wouldn't need him. The government system is the same way when it comes to Black Americans. They'll never give us enough to get over and get up. It's only enough to make sure we continue to come back every 30 days so that we can remain slaves to their system. They don't got abortion clinics at the border. They're telling us as American women, specifically Black American women, we need to abort our children. But if you coming across the border with your baby, oh, come to the land of milk and honey, the great land of opportunity. We'll take care of you. Joe Biden even said, I'll give illegal immigrants coming across the border $400,000 a piece. Can you imagine if they were to go to that Black single mother living in the hood, not even $400,000, offer $4,000, because I know some Black women that can make something jump with $4,000. Offer her $40,000. You know why they'll never give us that? Because they know that we'll never need them again. Welfare reminds me of an old man I used to date. I was in a relationship with him for 11 years. He would never marry me, right? But whenever my bills were due, I would tell him he would give me just enough. He had a whole lot of money. He would give me just enough. Rent due, $1,200. He'd give me $1,200, not 1 cent over, because he knew that every month the rent was due, that I would have to come back to him. He wouldn't give me $100,000 and say, here, baby, bump that, go buy you a house and start your business, because then he felt like I wouldn't need him. The government system is the same way when it comes to Black Americans. They'll never give us enough to get over and get up. It's only enough to make sure we continue to come back every 30 days so that we can remain slaves to their system.
All right.
Who want to go first? Because I got a lot to say.
Well,
Boy, that's the first time we've been quiet tonight. What?
It's
I'm quiet because I'm waiting for y'all.
Oh, I go to the part where she goes about the Mexicans are getting this money and they come across the border and Biden let them off. Well, yeah, we need those people over here. And yeah, they're gonna pay you, me, Houston, we all gonna pay that money for them to come over here without question. We'll sit at home and we'll complain about it and we'll talk about it amongst listen to other folks, but we wouldn't even cared about it unless white folks hadn't said something about it. So when white folks start running their mouths about it, that's usually when black people start running their mouths about the situation. But let's look at something here. First of all, as Black people, how many of our kids out there picking oranges and picking avocados and stuff for Walmart so that we have vegetables and fruits there at the Walmart, not paying astronomical prices for them? How many are out there actually doing these small trade jobs out here where Black families or Black mothers are telling their kids to go out there and do it? It's easier to sell drugs. And most of these Black mothers are telling their kids to sell drugs. Who's having these babies? Why are you even having children so that you would even have to consider going on welfare or to deal with that old man who's going to pay you just enough so that he can continue to see you to keep you as a slave? Who told you to go out here and
for
have
11 years?
Yeah, 11 years, and you ain't
11
got
years.
It cracks me up. So
go ahead, Ursula.
Go ahead, Ursula.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start like what she said at the beginning. I'm going to go back to when we were teenagers. The biggest job back when we were a lot younger was what? Tobacco.
Yes.
Right. That was our school clothes money for the next year.
Yes.
We made buku money during the summertime with tobacco. Right.
Yes. Yes.
And then we got to the point where we didn't want to be in the field working anymore. That was just too hot, too much manual labor. So we moved from there to the mall, to the fast food places, the grocery stores. And every summer, what would come down? A bunch of Mexicans would come down, do all of the field work, but we didn't have no problem with that because we didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Now, giving somebody $400,000 to come over here, that kind of got me a little bit,
I got to look that up because I don't know.
Yeah, I got to do my research with that one. However,
I had messed up mine up.
The part that to me where she really knocked her whole argument out the water. Okay, it's not the welfare system. The welfare system was built to help people.
Mhm.
The system ain't the problem. It's the people who were using the system that was the problem.
Yes.
Okay, because as a person who I had a difficult pregnancy with Jamia, and I couldn't work for a while, so James was the only breadwinner, and we were going through, really bad financial times, and so I went to housing to see if somebody could help us. We already had a house, and my thinking with the welfare system, what I've always heard, to get a housing assistance, you got to live in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. I'm like, I'm not moving to the hood. I don't care what I got to do. But when they says, no, well, if you already have a house, we'll just help you pay the rent. We'll supplement what you would be making to help pay the rent. And that's what happened. But guess what? When I was able to go back to work, we moved from a house where we were getting assistance to buying the house that I have now.
Right.
Okay. So I didn't go from house to house begging, to my beggars can't be choices. I wasn't begging. I asked for assistance. I got it. And then they was like, oh, well, don't put your husband up there or your boyfriend up there because they won't pay. No, if I can't get it based on who's in my house, I don't need it.
Well, let me ask this question. I think government assistance should be there to help people when they need help and to get on your feet. I do not understand, and maybe when I talk with some politicians, they might not even want to jump to this issue because it might be controversial, causing where they don't get voted in. But when you get welfare, why is there not like a time frame? Why can you be on welfare for 10, 15 years?
20, yes.
And then you see how the mom has it. She's raising the child, and the little girl at age 10, 11, she can't wait till she turned 18. And then she's able to get welfare money because she's having a child now. And then she gets, and I don't know the details of it all. Then you get someone that they get 2 kids, now they're going to give you more money. Then you get 3 kids, you get even more money.
More money.
So I don't understand
it's their
that.
job. It
Right,
becomes their job.
Right. But what I'm saying is this: I need somebody to explain that to me a little better so I don't talk out of ignorance. Right now, I'm talking out of ignorance because I don't understand how that works. Because why can it not be, hey, we're going to help you with your first child? Because it can happen to anybody. Now, once you start, if you have a second child out of wedlock, or you think we're going to give you some help, if we're giving you $800 a month, you might get it's going to get cut back, or you might get $825. Because then you got 2. See, that is going to keep people from stop having kids just to be having them. But what she said has a lot of validity to it. They do that to keep people in place. If you keep somebody on welfare and in the next generation on welfare, you just kept a family from prospering to do something more.
Well, I'm going to disagree with that. The system didn't keep them from prospering and getting off welfare. Their mentality did.
Not all the time. The system is built to keep that mentality there because, one, help me understand, if I've got a boyfriend or a fiance that we're looking at, we might could grow and get better out of this situation, but he can't stay in this house with me, so we can save money together to get out of welfare. As soon as you have a man in the house, your money stops. You can't make
no. It's no, because the way the system is, they lie about who's in the house, because if there's a man in the house, they don't get as much money. So they're trying to double up on the system. No. So let's just say,
I said the same thing.
Let's just say your boyfriend in the house, he's making income, you're making income, and they say, you know what, we're gonna pay your rent. And most of them live in an apartment. You might be paying your rent for $500-$600 a month. Okay.
Right.
Now your rent's being paid.
Right.
Both of you guys are working. Why ain't nobody saving no money?
Well, no, I mean,
but if they say, well, if he's not there, instead of giving you $500 a month, we're gonna give you $1,000 a month.
Right.
So she's like, okay, well, shoot, I'm just gonna lie and say he's not here. And
until she gets supported. until she gets reported or caught or whatever the
Until she gets
situation is.
reported.
So why not just have it that, hey, if you two are living together, you're only going to get 6 months worth of, I'm just saying a figure,
Yeah.
6 months worth of help, because we're going to show you guys how to get out of this and let you move somewhere
Exactly.
else. Yeah, if y'all break up,
They do.
that's on y'all.
They have
You know, that's
they
on
have
y'all.
classes. They have classes, financial
I
classes for
get-
you to go
I get it.
to.
Now here's something that I did not know. I know and I didn't know this. I did not know that you can be a college student going to class every single day and still be getting money from welfare to pay for your apartment. I didn't know that.
I didn't know
You
that
can do
either.
that? I didn't know that.
I know you can get
Well,
food stamps.
right, but somebody was telling me that they went through college, and that's how her and her roommate got through college.
I have no idea. I don't know. I have
I
researched
mean,
out.
now I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I didn't know that was even a thing that you could do.
Well, I
So
mean, you look at it like this. Some kids really left home with nothing. And so they only have college. And
right.
so if they
No,
are
they
getting
don't. No, they
assistance,
don't. No, they don't. No, they
yes, they
don't.
do.
No, they don't. No,
I
they
worked
don't.
at Shaw.
No, no,
I know
they don't
students.
all. No, they don't. It's not. They. It's the first thing that you said, and the first thing whereas, yeah, they are doing this. The government, the system is made to keep you in place. That is just a fact. Okay. Uh, the other thing that you were saying, where when you're saying that, yeah, all they have is college. Nope, college ain't the only thing that they got. There are other things that they can go into and everything to build up. But it's a mental thing, and you said it right the first time, Ursula. It is a mental thing. It
No,
has something to do. It
every
has
situation
it
is
has it
different.
has everything to do
Well,
with
I
that.
mean,
No,
Because
look,
if you don't, it
we
has
all know every situation is different. We're just
yeah,
looking
every
across the
situation
board.
is different, but
We're just talking about in general.
your brain is still the same. So it doesn't matter if you grew up in Morewood or Meadowbrook or out there in the country in the woods. You know, it's what you are strive to do and how you want to build yourself. It's no
Okay,
excuse
first of
in the
all, when
matter.
I say every situation is different,
You said
regardless of
it's a
your
mental thing,
brain,
and I'm saying you're right about that. It is a mental thing. But the part where you say it's about college is all they got. No, college is a
I
waste
thought
of their time.
right now,
What they
no,
what
stop,
she
stop,
was
stop,
saying.
because now that's your personal opinion.
No,
That's
it's
your
not.
personal opinion
It's a
about college is
fact.
a waste of time. So wait a minute, let me finish.
It's a waste of time.
Let
Let's
me
look at the money
finish.
that you pay in the college.
I had a student who
Yeah,
was
you
going
can't
to
just take
college
one.
and had his siblings he was taking care of by himself, had an apartment, had a job, was going to school full time, taking care of his siblings because that's all they had was him. Now, a kid like that who goes and gets assistance, I have no problem with it at all.
There's
Not
got to be
one
more.
issue.
There's got to be more to that story because I can tell you right now,
But
just college alone is a price. Okay, that's just college. That's tuition. Ain't nobody said nothing about the book. Ain't nobody said nothing about the books. Nobody said anything about food, where to live at. And you telling me this guy had to take care of his siblings? There's
you are
transportation.
making this about
There
college
is
versus
transportation.
assistance.
There is transportation, okay, that needs to be dealt with. And then you got to be vetted for a job even when you finish with school. So there's no guarantee that you'll get a job after you get out of college. You still have to
Again,
pay. You still have
you
to pay to
are
get that
making
job.
this about college and not
So when my tax
assistance.
dollars, it goes back to that. So when my tax dollars go to pay for some kid who's going to college who could be doing something else with that time before going to college, that's a slap in my face. It's a slap in your face because
To
in his
you,
face, because guess
to
what?
you,
And it's going to be a slap in the next
to
generation's face because
you.
guess what? You're not just paying for your children's college education, and what you're going to be paying for other kids' college education, and you've been
But
paying
it's
for
a
it ever since
waste
you got a
to
job,
you.
and it's not fair. It's
It's a
nowhere near
waste
What
fair.
is
to
not fair? Hold on,
you.
wait. What's not
It's
fair?
not fair for me to
What's
have to
not fair?
pay college education, welfare for children I didn't make, and I didn't even ask to be here. Goodness gracious, kid didn't even ask to be here. So I ain't, why should my tax dollars go towards that? They should be going to other things. Now, when I go down here to Greenville and we have these discussions down here at the Greenville Assembly and we talk about things that need to be taken care of, or you go to the state and talk to Congress about what needs to be done, or you go to your congressman or your senator, these people that you voted into office to explain to them, hey, this is what needs to be taken care of and it's not being taken care of, and you got folks that are not doing that, it's not fair. That's where the
It's not
non-fairness comes in.
fair.
Okay, so time out for a second. Time out. It is
Look,
at
we're
2
gonna have to
hours.
wrap this up in 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
so-
Let's wrap it up in 3. Go ahead.
All right, so let me go even further to what she said. She said she had a gentleman who she was dating who was only giving her $1,200 a month for her rent.
Right.
Okay, so if he was giving you money for your rent,
Where was
he's
your
only
money going?
giving you not a dime, a nickel more. What were you paying for, and what were you doing with your money, or were you sitting on your behind waiting for that check from him?
Exactly.
No, what she was doing was trying to figure out how to fix that red parted C that she had in her head.
That's right.
That was going across.
That's exactly what she was
It looked
doing.
like somebody was sitting there
That's
just said,
exactly
"Damn,
what
man,
she was
parted
thinking
like
about.
the
The
Red
next
Sea."
club. She
I
was
did
thinking
not
about the
know
next party she
what
going
that
to.
highway was going on in her
You're
head
just wrong. You're wrong.
that had a stoplight. I actually saw a stoplight at the
You
corner.
are wrong for that.
We-
You're wrong for
No,
that. But
we're
I'm
gonna
just
have to
saying,
look.
she did.
If
She
we can
sat
pull-
there
if we can
and
pull in,
she thought she was making a point about
And she
how
wasn't.
he was keeping her a slave. No, your mentality was keeping you a slave because this man was paying your rent. And he didn't like, oh, well, he gave me this money to go and do a business. And then she made the point, well, give these mothers in the hood $4,000. I'm sorry. The only hustle that a woman in the hood is going to do with $4,000 is what?
let me look. Let me say
You
this.
said, I know. I'm already there.
No, I think mine's different. I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. What's she gonna do with that $4,000 and everything? Oh, she gonna spend
We're on
that
the same
quickly.
page. We're on the same page. Because we're on the same page. And the reason why I say we're on the same page is because most of them gonna get $4,000 to $5,000 every year back in taxes, and it's gone.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna end the show right now because we have gone. I really thought we were gonna do an hour show. We done went 2 hours. So we're gonna end this show. We've got enough. We've got enough for the radio station. So if we do get a chance to, to shoot something again tomorrow or another time.
Hold on, one minute. What Ronald Farrell said exactly. Generational cycle, and Houston is right. The system is a setup. Not always. It depends on who's using the system.
Look, Pharaoh and all these others, we need more people to participate in the show. So we're going to start trying to figure out whether it's going to be Tuesday nights and we air it on Thursdays. We're going to put something together to find out who we can get to come on, even if you stay on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes and off and somebody else come in. So we can have a great show. Pop in, have a great time, the whole nine. We're going to have to come up with a name like Keeping It 100 Pop In Picnic, something. We'll figure out a name for it. All right, folks. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Y'all take care.
All right.
Thank you.
See y'all later.
Bye.